I'm Liam Head. I am the writer and creator of Blaze, the new Crimsonverse original series coming out hopefully in October. Today I'm going to be taking you through some behind the scenes access, a few little smidges of behind the scenes stuff that we've been working on, a couple of cast interviews and of course character profiles. So please sit back and enjoy the ride, and I'll try and make it as less boring as possible.
And here's the new bit. Cheers! Okay, there you go.
Thank you, Blaze.
Fuck up!
You're welcome. What?
We'll just settle this the old-fashioned way.
What way's that then? Ooh.
Dance off!
Never been my life. They want Gary's lingy sprain? What the hell did I write with? Hey, where's my fucking phone? Blaze, where's my fucking phone, boy?
This isn't even acting, this is Ian.
No one's ever taken us down before, Bernard. Never. You're unbreakable, mate. Absolutely unbreakable. Yeah.
When we first pick up with the character Blaze, he is having to flee LA as he's been accused of a crime he didn't commit. He's guarded, closed off from everybody, but deep down he's very emotional. He's got a lot of emotions going on that he keeps down. I'd say that he has to try a bit harder than other characters, such as Angel, who was cursed with a soul from Buffy. He has to live a life of fighting against his true nature, against the demon and the vampire, trying to claw out, make him do bad things. Somewhere along the line in his past, he changed his approach and stopped feeding into the evil demonic side of himself and started to help people. How and why he did that will be explored through the series, but Blaze is a character that is very much like John Constantine in nature. He's a bit of a guarded asshole, essentially, but he works for the side of the people, and he wouldn't hesitate to sacrifice himself for somebody in need.
Now just cut the barren bullshit already. Now close your jaws, okay? It was a vampire kill in the day reported by the police.
Bernard is Blaze's secretary almost, but there's hidden depths to him. They're kind of partners in the business, but Blaze is always the one who's out in the field, whereas Bernard is normally in the office feeding information, playing games until the next situation arises. Bernard and Blaze, when we pick up with them, we don't see how they met, however that will be explored later on. The main thing about Bernard is there's more to him than meets the eye. Unlike Ian's character Fife, he's a bit more gruff, rugged, I would say, Bernard as a character. And he's not afraid to call Blaze out on his bullshit in a nice way, essentially. So I think the dynamic between Blaze and Bernard is... very interesting, because it draws that line between professionalism and friendship, and Ian does a brilliant job of playing Bernard and making it different to Fife, but also there's little hints and mannerisms there that if you watch the Flash and Arrow series of myself and Scott, yeah, you'll see some of that, and there's a few little in-jokes as well, so that's fun to write and also to improvise on the days.
What are you doing, pal?
Running away from people.
What do these people look like?
Similar to you, all in black, but more gang-like.
Right. Okay. Well, they're gone now, so you're welcome.
What am I thanking you for?
I don't know. Saving your life. That's what I normally do.
Gary is a latecomer to Blaze and Bernard's dynamic. We first pick up with Gary being chased by some demon gangs Gary is a latecomer to the Blaze and Bernard dynamic. There is a bit of a divide there because Blaze kind of chooses his friends carefully and Gary kind of becomes a bit obsessed with Blaze and Bernard and their investigations, not really realising the scope of how far it goes. So exploring that and exploring how Jamie plays Gary and how all three of us bounce off each other, me, Ian and Jamie, has been really fun. We've got a brilliant dynamic going. And Gary as a character is kind of the most human in a way because he's the character that kind of brings the real world aspect to Blaze. He's almost the audience in a way. So the way Gary sees Blaze and Bernard through his lens is basically the lens of the audience, to how crazy and batshit their life is. So I'd say that the dynamic between Blaze, Bernard and Gary is something that will build. It's not something that's going to be straight from the off. They're not going to just gel instantly. There's going to be a bit of tension there. There's going to be a bit of Gary trying to find his place with them, Blaze not really wanting to bring anyone else in. So, to cut a long story short, Gary's basically the most human character, the most related to the audience in the entire thing. So here is the main entrance to Blaze's cave, office, as I should say. This leads on to the Broiler Hill Market, which we will go and have a little look round in a minute. But yeah, this is where all the filming will take place, to walk into my office, because I have an office now. Offices are cool. So this is the office in which we film Blaze. Located at the Broiler Hill Market, DY5 3AP, UK, West Midlands. So the good people of Broiler Hill Market have allowed us to shoot a lot of Blaze at the market and surrounding areas, which we are very thankful for. But I'm going to give you a little tour of Blaze's office. Blaze's chair. Bernard normally sits in this chair, but Blaze, he knows it's his, and so does Bernard. So, of course, we've got his little chair, which is out the way. We've got some random scissors, some paperwork going on. You're not allowed to see that. Blaze's smoking equipment, a pen, computer, pretty much everything he doesn't and does need. The office is going to be used quite a bit during Blaze Season 1, as it will be their main base, like their Star Labs, their Arrow Cave, that kind of thing. So you will be seeing a lot of this. There's not really much to it as of yet, because we're going to add to it as we go on, because Blaze has to kind of make this his home alongside Bernard, so more will get added as it goes along. One of my favourites, walkie-talkies in the background, just in case we ever need them. In here we have the kitchen slash main entrance with a ladder for Blaze to get out during the night time, and a little safe office space where Blaze can grab a cup, drink his blood, and have a bit of a chill.
Oh, there you are, Blaze, my boy. Here, do you want some blood brewed off a virgin's fucking tit this was?
Ezekiel. What can I say about Ezekiel? The reason Blaze would be classified as an 18 is because of Ezekiel. He is Blaze's oldest friend. They are loosely related through blood. Blaze is kind of a descendant of the same family that Ezekiel's from. So even though they're very distantly related, they're still kind of just friends. They don't really see it as family. Ezekiel is the oldest vampire in Blaze. He and Blaze have known each other for ages. He is foul-mouthed, a vampire of his ways. He still likes to hunt, he still likes to kill people. He runs illegal operations, businesses in Winnipeg City. He and Blaze have a kind of friendship, but it's more of a frenemy friendship, anti-friendship, they suffer each other, and I think at the core they're friends. He kind of becomes a bit of a informant to save the whole trope of the detective always being the one to feed Blaze information. Reluctantly, Ezekiel will give Blaze a hint on where to go and warn him about some of the crime bosses or some of the really bad people in Winnipeg City, but at the end of the day, Ezekiel doesn't really care whether Blaze lives or dies, but at the same time he kind of does. So out of every character, Ezekiel is not only the most foul-mouthed and says some crazy outlandish things. There's not really much to say about Ezekiel other than if you are not a fan of excessive swearing, then you may have to mute the telly when he's on. Like I said, he's the reason that we would be an 18, and Kurt does an amazing job at playing Ezekiel, and he's really taken to that role. And the fact we look very similar is even better.
Well, now listen here, Blaze. A man can't survive on gratitude alone.
No. But you can continue to live. Now get out of my fucking sight.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna get myself a donut.
Detective Wakefield. There's not much to say about Detective Wakefield. He is a corrupt cop. He is always treading that line between not wanting Blaze's help and kind of being stuck between taking the high ground with Blaze, but also Blaze reminds him, you're a corrupt cop, you know, I should really report you and take you downtown for this, whatever you've done. But they kind of need each other in a way.
You do realise if we do this, we're probably going to die.
I've got no plans tomorrow anyway. Come on, live a little.
Well, if I was alive, I'd be trying, but I'm undead.
Ready?
Let's kick some ass.
Avril. There's not much about Avril yet. In trailers, because we're keeping a lot of that back for flashbacks. There's a lot more Blaze's story that relates to Avril, but Avril is a vampire hunter that Blaze met and knew for years. They've come close. She was his best friend. She always will be his best friend, but something happened in the story. Blaze was injured and he accidentally killed her by trying to resuscitate himself. So he's got that guilt from the beginning of losing somebody that's his fault and isn't the main reason he moved to LA. More about Avril will become apparent as you watch. If I try to explain it, it's going to really ruin the impact that the scenes and the flashbacks have on the story.
My name is Ethos, but you can call me Edward.
How about I call you Dead?
Oh, that is funny, but I am a very civilized individual. There's no need for violence.
Ephros, i.e. Edward, as you will know him in the series, is a vampire who works for the D.S.C, which are the main villains for Blaze, which means Demonic Services Certified. They are the main villains. Edward is the CEO. He's the main man at the top of the D.S.C. He's the main villain for the series. He's a vampire who's lived for untold centuries. There's not much about him that you could say, as there's not much about him that gets said in the actual show itself. But I'd say Ephros is definitely Blaze's match. Not in the way that they're the same, two sides of the same coin, but more of the fact that Edward is very powerful, he knows what he's doing, and he's equally a match for Blaze with some of the added powers that he has. So it's not just as easy as, oh, well, just stake him, kill him, get the upper hand. Edward's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put them aside for you. How many? 5. Yeah. I'll put them aside for you. No problem. Cheers. Okay. See you soon. Bye.
We have Mick, the market manager, played by Stephen Bridgewater, who is actually the market manager of Briley Hill Market, where we do a lot of events and help support them. They help support us. with our Crimson Division cosplay. It's a lovely place. I would definitely recommend, if you live in the UK or West Midlands, you definitely go and check it out. You'll see a lot of filming locations for Blaze, and also there's some brilliant places down there, brilliant community as well. But Mick the Market Manager is a demon who essentially owns a lot of properties in Winnipeg City. He has a lot of illegal side hustles as well, because a lot of people in Winnipeg City have a lot of side hustles, a lot of demons or fingers in nasty pies. But there are more hidden depths of that character than you will see in the time he has on screen.
Your first on day set, how has it gone for Blaze and what are you looking forward to the most?
My first day on Blaze has been good, and I'm looking forward to progress more with the character Gary and just enjoy filming with Liam and Scott. Looking forward to it. Happy to be part of Blaze.
First day filming on Blaze, how was the experience so far? What are you looking forward to?
It's been fun, eh? It's been nice. It's been different from playing established characters. It's been a good challenge.
What are you looking forward to about Blaze for the audience? What would you say to the audience about Blaze?
Expect the unexpected.
Just expect the unexpected, because anything could happen in Blaze. The unmysterious could happen. We could be in another universe. Could be anywhere. Just expect the unexpected.
If you're a fan of anything vampire or supernatural related, definitely delve into this series. We're trying to get it off the ground as much as possible, because with something like Captain America or The Flash, you have an existing fan base that you basically just have to try and please. With this, it's our first original project. We need as much support, as much shares, as much like, and as many views as possible to really get it places. We are thinking of sending certain episodes or a Blaze film to certain film festivals. Coming up possibly this year or next year when they open, so we are hoping to get this off the ground. So reason you should watch Blaze mainly is, please, we've put a lot of work into it. Watch Blaze because it's a brilliant story. It's not about the spectacle of what VFX can do. It's about a grounded story spun in a supernatural aspect. So with that being said, October 2025, if all goes well, you will have at least the first episode of Blaze. Hopefully the entire series will come out. But as I say this now, we have about 2 or 3 episodes done out of 4/5 with a special. So we are working endlessly on day and night on this. I've just watched the first rush that I've edited back of episode 1, the pilot, and it's really good so far, so I'm happy with that. So October 2025, keep an eye on new trailers, new content coming out soon, and please remember to like, subscribe and share as much as possible to really help all of us here at Crimsonverse Productions get our teeth into original filmmaking and make a name for ourselves outside of fan films. To everyone who supported us, to everyone who continues to support the channel, thank you very much. You are absolutely amazing people, and I hope that we can deliver something magical with Blaze. Being a vampire isn't all as it seems. You end up seeing everyone you care about die, whilst you never age. My past is nowhere near clean, and something tells me it's about to catch up with me in the worst way possible.
Since you went to LA, Winnipeg became unguarded, became unsafe without a champion there. That's where I came in. My name is Ethos, but you can call me Edward, and I am head of the D.S.C. demonic services. I'm here to make you a deal.
I find shit, I kill shit, and I make sure it stays buried under the fucking ground. I'm not into these business deals.
After what happened to Avril, why are we here? You've got to let it go. What happened to it? It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault, man.
Someday I might even believe that. I can feel the fight getting nearer. I can sense the darkness rising. But as the darkness rises, so do I.
One chance Join us or suffer the consequences.
Somehow, Edward, I really couldn't give a fuck.
So, is Blaze any good at what he does?
It's the best of being a miserable bastard than yeah, he is the goat. But also he can sort out your supernatural issues.
Supernatural issue? I thought it was a gang.
Gang, you trying to quit a gang to make you feel at ease and comfortable. Yeah, it's a gang.
I want to subcontract you.
I don't do that anymore. I chose a different career path. Maybe you should try it.
Get in with the fucking program! Fucking twat. Fucking twat.
Maybe it's in the gutter where I left my lover. What an expensive thing. My feet is for vendetta. Thought that I'll feel better, but now I got a bellyache. Maybe it's in the gutter where I left my lover. What an expensive thing. My feet is for vendetta. Thought that I'll feel better, but now I got a bellyache.
My work seems to have only begun.